Guys, it's Monica and welcome back. Today we are making a DIY teacher sign. So let's get started. So essentially the background on this is that my mama, who is a teacher, called me and asked me to make her a sign. She said all the other teachers outside their classroom had these cute little signs. Could I make her one? I told her it was going to be a 6-week lead time. That was probably back in May. We are now to August and I'm finally getting around to it. And so I went down to the Walmart and I picked up this sign. It was like $6 and I seen this little, like this mini paint roller and I just had to have it. And this is just some regular white acrylic paint from Michael's. But yeah, I didn't do any kind of extra prep. Like, to me, the wood is already prepped. It's ready to go. Whip that thing out from your Walmart bag. Actually, we don't even have bags no more in Colorado. Whip that thing out from your reusable bag and get to painting. This roller, it was okay. The paint is all right too, but I felt like I needed to go in with a different brush. And so this is like a stippling brush, like a makeup brush. I know I'll be converting makeup brushes into crafting brushes because I have so many of them. And so this, I just felt like, you see how it's not like shrieky or anything? Like, it's still a little shrieky, but it wasn't nearly as bad as when I was using this roller. And I'm going to do the edges too. I'm not going to worry about the back or anything like that. We're not worrying about that. And so I'm going to glitter this using just regular old Mod Podge. And so I'm running low. I need to go buy some more. And this is just the glossy Mod Podge. And I'm just going to put a little bit because I only did one coat of paint. And so I'm going to put a little bit of the Mod Podge, a little bit of the acrylic paint in the Mod Podge. That way, like, essentially it's like doing a second coat, but then we're topping it with the glitter just to make sure it's not like uber opaque. And so that's just the goal behind that. If you want to do 2 coats, you're more than welcome to. You can spray paint the board. You don't have to use acrylic paint. Y'all, there's so many options. Please don't be in the comments being dense. I love y'all, but damn. Okay. So I'm back with this same brush. Y'all, look at my, like, why is it chunky? I was like, why is this chunky? I didn't know what was going on. But I was like, I'm going to roll with it. As long as it dry flat, we'll be good. Now, if it don't dry flat, I'll explore that from there. But, like, I just think because I was like, it was like the glue in the very bottom of my little squeeze bottle, and I hadn't crafted in a minute. But, yeah, I was like, ooh, this look kind of nasty. I don't know about this, but we're going to rock with it. And so get a nice coat on there. And then I just stuck a couple of pieces of paper. Like, I already had my desk covered with like a giant piece of paper. And now I just put 2 extra sheets of paper under there to catch all the glitter. And I'm using icicle glitter. Y'all know this has been my go-to white iridescent since I got it. It works with everything. It goes with everything. And I love it. It's so pretty. Yeah, just get it on there. I had to do it in 2 different subsets because, of course, I wanted it to be as close on the paper as it could. And then I'm going to let that dry. You're probably like, are you going to do the edges? Absolutely not. Let me tell you something. When I'm making free stuff for family, y'all get what y'all get. And y'all take that method too. If your family wants something, but they don't want to pay and the expectation is free, because admittedly, I do not cut corners on customer orders. When someone is paying me, that's when my perfectionism turns up 3,000 extra notches and I get like very angry at the littlest things happen to me. But like when it's like a family order, it's like, I could give it my all, but I'm actually only going to give it 90%. And so like if it was probably a customer order, I probably would glitter the sides. But yeah, no, my mama ain't getting all that. I love you, girl, but it's not happening. And so just doing another another layer. That this time, no acrylic paint in the Mod Podge, for obvious reasons, but just regular Mod Podge. Repeat again. And so them same cups that I had the Mod Podge in, the paint in, don't throw them away because I'm going to use them since they already got like some little weight to them because the excess product that dried in the bottom, and then I had to get rid of 1 fresh cup. I'm going to use that to boost the cup. Why do I keep misspeaking, y'all? I'm so sorry. I feel like it's been so long since I've done this. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. To use that to hold the sign up. And so since we're moving to the epoxy portion, you don't want it to be directly on the surface because it may stick to it to a point of no return. And we don't want that. And so for this layer, I'm using the KS Resins Lightning Liquidy Split. epoxy. It's their fast set epoxy. I've gotten a lot more comfortable using fast set epoxies for projects like this. Normally I would use like a 24-hour epoxy, but I've used them enough now that I kind of know how to work with them. I know at the speed I need to move. If you're not comfortable doing a 2-hour or 2 to 4 hour epoxy with this type of project, definitely pull out your normal 24-hour set ones. There's no shame in that. I did not seal the glitter on this. Looking back, I should have, just because I felt like, and I don't know if it was, sometimes like working with these kind of things, you have to think about like the combo you're using, because every combo don't go together, unfortunately. So like I just think that like the KS resin liquidy split, I think it works best when on sealed surfaces. And so there's some epoxies, especially 24-hour epoxies, that you don't, because they're so thick, they tend to be a little thicker. You don't necessarily have to seal with those because you're going to get really good coverage on that first layer. But with these liquidy split ones, they tend to be a little thinner when they set. And so sometimes you don't get the best coverage. And then I'm going to come in with the heat gun and just pop those bubbles. When I mix, like normally when you mix epoxy, you need to mix pretty slowly so you get the least amount of bubbles. But I am a menace when it comes to using this heat gun. And so, baby, I'm just pop, 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 pop. You seeing them popping. So, yeah. So I came back the next day. This is what it looks like. You see I have little fish eyes, like little bubbles. I just wasn't satisfied with how that KS resin performed. And don't get me, I'm not saying that to say KS resin is bad resin, because again, I used it because I've used it on tumblers, and I think it did a really good job. For this application, I just didn't like it. I think it would have done better on a sealed surface. So KS resin fanatics, don't come for me. So I'm going to go ahead and just sand. This is just some little cheap 100 grit sandpaper. All right, so I have filmed all the footage of me cutting and weeding all this vinyl, but like I'm sure y'all don't want to see that, so I'll just tell you about it as I'm doing it. And so these are 1/4 inch wide strips. Literally just make rectangles in Cricut design space, and that's how you get the little stripes. And so the premise here is we're going to make it look like a sheet of paper. Y'all kids be on them iPads so much they don't know what a sheet of paper is. Y'all know they don't teach cursive in school no more. Like when you ask someone these kids to sign their name now, y'all know they be printing it. Like I was like, whoa. So like bring cursive back to schools. Like y'all gotta get down there to the school board, okay? I ain't got no kids, but y'all are letting these people take away things from our kids that they need. Like imagine they be like, sign your name, and you the person that passed the paper to them to sign their name, and you get it back from them, and they done printed their name. Boy, I'ma go off. So, y'all, speak up for your kids. Our kids are the future. All those things. So, yeah. Honestly, and all this stuff is, like, random stuff I found in my drawer. So, like, this color, like, these colored stripes, I literally just went in my drawer, and I was like, what looks like the lines on the paper? And that's how I came with these. So I don't know the exact like color to tell you what they are, because I'm not sure. They were just random sheets of vinyl in the drawer, and I'm rocking with it. And then I'm making these little circles to represent like the hole in the paper. See, we started letting them kids use Chromebooks and shit in class, and now they don't know nothing. Lord. All right, and then I had this really pretty vinyl with the pencils. That is from Expressions Vinyl. I do know that much. And I've had it like for literal years, and I just never use it. I'm like, oh, this would be a really good application to use this. And so that is why I am using that. And then I cut out like an apple. My mom teaches 5th grade English language arts, or language arts, whatever they calling it these days. You know, it goes from like language arts in elementary school to communications in middle school to English in high school. Like it's all the same thing. So yeah, my mom's last name is pretty long, and so I didn't know. I knew it had to be less than 12 inches because like the board is 12 inches, but damn, that thing had barely fit on there. And I took off the little circle on that line just because it was overlapping with the C. So just, tweak it as you go, y'all. Like, I could have used a ruler, for example, to space out these lines. But, again, on a customer paid project, I would have. That's when my perfectionism kicks in. For my mama, I just need it to look good because she appreciates when it just looks good. And I appreciate that she appreciates that. You know what I mean? And, again, no payment was received, and I had to pay for package and shipping to her. So, I'm freestyling. And freestyling is honestly how you get better. You always can't be rigid with it. Remember that in life. And I'm just using scissors to cut the edges. I normally would use an X-Acto knife. Couldn't find one. So I just use my good scissors. And just like literally just run up against the board with the scissors and just snip it. And so when I looked at the board, I felt like I couldn't see the name. And so I went back to my computer and I did a negative offset. So it essentially came inward just to create an outline for the letters. And so now I'm just going back and putting that outline on the letters. And so I definitely think that was the thing it needed to kind of make it pop, make it a little more readable. So yeah, just a little tip if you want to use like this same pattern vinyl feel, but like you feel like you can't see the letters, especially against that white background. Just negative offset, black vinyl, and you will be good. All right, now I'm jumping back to the epoxy. One thing that I did not film because my camera died is that I did seal this vinyl. So I just used polyacrylic and I sealed all this vinyl. Pay good attention to those edges where those vinyl pieces have the potential to come up. Make sure like all the little elements like the 5th grade and the stem and stuff, make sure all those are just really solidly sealed to the board, because that would suck. All right, as far as epoxy, on this round I switched to the Hog fast set epoxy, which I honestly like. I love that epoxy. Like Hog at this point can't really do no wrong in my book. Everything I get from them is bangers. Appreciate it. And so yeah, so I switched to the Hog epoxy. When you're switching epoxies like this, you know, as long as everything's dried and cured, it shouldn't be no issue. And I'm just taking my time. I know it looks like I'm moving fast, but I be moving slow. Just getting it on there good. And then going back in with the heat gun, popping all those bubbles. And then also just a little tip, just take a popsicle stick for any epoxy that ran over the edges and clean that up. And that's what it looks like, you guys. So it's super simple to do. Like, I don't know why I was dreading it at first, but it actually turned out really good and I'm really happy with it. I think it looks super good. The backs doesn't look too bad. You can do something with the back if you want to. Again, not that deep. We're clear about the front. Unless you want to do, if you could do one that you can flip. Okay, let me know if y'all want to do a video on that one. Alrighty, you guys. Thank you for watching. Comments, questions, concerns, leave them below. And I will see you guys in the next one.